EMAC is the governor's mutual aid agreement. It's called the Emergency Management Assistance Compact. But essentially, it's a mutual aid agreement between the governors of the states that are members of the compact. There are currently 49 states that are members, as well as the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. This agreement allows the governors to share their resources between each other in times of their emergencies, independent of any other response request from the federal government.
When you call home, how do you describe this?
I talked to my daughter this morning. This is when they say catastrophes of biblical proportions. To me, this is an example of it.
The state of Mississippi requested support from us through EMAC. They assigned us those 6 counties and asked us to coordinate relief operations in those counties.
Because we were taking on a tremendous response role in this process, we made a decision very similar to what we would do here in Florida, is have the State Emergency Response Team fully activated with all of the players, state agencies, local agencies, and volunteer groups working as one team through the EMAC process to support the response in our neighboring states. So when we started this process, it wasn't the day the storm hit or after the storm hit. It actually was occurring the weekend before. And through the agreement, oftentimes when you have an uncertain need, we're able to use a broader description of a mission. So we had a mission to conduct search and rescue in the southern part of Mississippi. Storm hits Monday. By Tuesday morning, the first search and rescue teams from Florida, and many of these were local government teams that were brought up through our state internal mutual aid, were on the ground conducting rescues.
People living in this house rode the storm out. Is this Cedar Street there? Right here.
Right now, we have a Task Force 3 from Hillsborough County, Task Force 4, Central Florida Task Force 5. These are heavy lift USAR teams. Task Force 5 from Duval County, 2 engine strike teams, 50 ambulances, all massed in 3 southern counties of Mississippi doing urban search and rescue. Teamed with those urban search and rescue non-sworn elements are 125 state law enforcement assets that also do search and rescue.
Let me explain what's going on. What we're doing is we're finding a lot of guns and stuff in this debris, and to keep them out of the hands of kids and stuff when everybody starts coming back. I don't need little Johnny shooting little Tommy when he finds a gun laying on the ground.
We were responding not only search and rescue teams, which consisted of our state law enforcement and local fire department search and rescue teams, but also teams we call incident management teams that are comprised of both state and local officials to help the local governments manage their operations.
So they're out of here tomorrow morning.
Our mission coming over into Harrison County was to be able to support the Harrison County Emergency Management and being able to have an effective emergency operations center. The state of Florida brought the organizational skill necessary to make Harrison County emergency management strong, and also brought the tools, the tools that are able to coordinate and manage information. And then the last piece, and quite the extraordinary piece, is to be able to push resources, to be able to do the things necessary at a governor level, to be able to get authorization to be able to push resources out of the state of Florida to support the citizens of Harrison County.
We were asked to come in and help them organize their EOC. All their staff was impacted, and this is a catastrophic event. We've got that experience in this group that I brought up, so bring the team up, just settle everybody down, get into our emergency operations routine, and then determine what they need.
Group from Florida, namely Manatee County, showed up and said, "We're here to help. Let's talk." So as they started talking, there was automatically a sense of calm that started to come over some of us because of what they had been through and so many folks in Florida had been through. So they basically came in, did not take over, continued to tell us, "This is your disaster. We're here to help." And my goodness, have they helped. They've come in and set up the command center for us. They have categorized the needs of our folks, and we're at least now starting to see this thing come together and get organized and be manageable.
We go into a county, we don't go in and take over. We go in to support that county because, as Governor Bush will tell you, all disasters are local, and at some point when the federal government goes home, when the state goes home, when the teams that came from outside the community go home, it will be those locals officials, it will be those communities that still will face the recovery challenges. And again, our role there was to support them, help them stabilize, and hand off to them when they were ready to take the missions and come home.
We have never been through a big storm, and they've just been showing me their ways of doing things and giving me better hints of how to make better decisions and show me the right way.
Because of the extensive nature of the response that was going to take place and the fact that much of the infrastructure was destroyed, we set up a Florida task force, the Stennis Space Center, to provide overall coordination for the Florida teams.
There's quite a few things happening here at one time, but the Florida Forward Area Command Team are helping to manage all of the resources that's been sent from Florida for the relief efforts here in the state. And so the USAR teams, our fire rescue, our health and medical, and all of the services that are coming in, we're helping coordinate those out of this office here.
Well, what we're doing here, this is, I believe, the largest mobilization of NDMS, the National Disaster Medical System, in our history, and we've been around about 20-something years. This multi-state force of roughly 100 people is here to serve the devastated people of Hancock County here in southern Mississippi.
Are they giving, like, shots?
Well, we only give tetanus shots out for people who have obvious injuries, obvious puncture wounds, things like that.
So we have people here from Missouri, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Iowa, and Illinois.
See that white box just to the right of the stairs?
Yeah.
That's the repeater.
Okay.
What we provide is emergency medical services to displaced persons and to any disaster site that is unable to meet its usual needs. This is the worst disaster to ever hit the continental United States. So I won't say that there haven't been bumps in the road. There have been many. But we have been able to provide essential services to these folks. We got in as quickly as was possible without putting our own force in danger. We have seen roughly 2,000 people at this base of operations in 7 days, a total of about 4,000 if you include our outreach activities.
We are here to facilitate civilian authorities, police department and sheriff department, in just maintaining civility in the neighborhood so that there's no looting and provide security for FEMA personnel.
It's just about trying to help someone else in need. It's not even about being in the military. It's just doing what you can do to try to help someone that needs some help. We've got the experience. Florida's been doing this. Seems like we're more capable of handling this, and everyone's been able to pull together, work together. We got sheriff's department, forestry, police departments from all over the state of Florida, Florida Highway Patrol, you name it, everything.
The Waveland Police Department suffered a heavy loss. I think they lost just about all their vehicles. They stayed out in a storm because a building filled up with water. So they were, some of them on the roof and some of them hanging in trees. So they suffered very heavy.
Most of us tried to make their way to this side of the tree. Water pushing, from the south to the north. As we made our way through the parking lot, there were vehicles all floating in the parking lot. We did have a few people on. You have to think now. There's 14 people out here in this bush. that you look at it now, you just wonder how 14 people clung to this bush and made it. We had about 4 hours sleep in 4 days. And they said, the troops are coming. They're coming. Chill out. We're going to be here. We'll take care of them. It was like the cavalry coming in. We had Polk County, Orange County. They pulled in, and from that point on, they picked us up by the shirt tails and shook us off, got the water off of us. And from that point on, it was all uphill. They actually saved our lives. It was unbelievable. Had a commander from Orange County who was a really neat person. He pulled me to the side and he said, "Chief, what you really need to do is, step back, let us, handle it for you. Get your people that need to get out and go to their family, find their family. Let them go find their family. We'll do just fine." And they did just that. They were so professional, so caring about our needs and the city's needs and all the people here. It was unbelievable, and it will leave a lasting impression on my mind. And I know the city of Waveland would be a lot worse off today if Florida would not have shown up and did what they did for us. It was invaluable. In fact, I don't know where we would be today if it wasn't for Florida.
I think that because Florida went in as a team, not as individual pieces, and we kept the State Emergency Operations Center here fully activated, and the fact that these teams that came back said time and time again that we made a difference, we changed the outcome, we saved lives because of the effort that Florida had learned from our storms last year, that through the Emergency Management Assistance Compact, we were able to bring assistance to the state of Mississippi and those counties that were so devastated by this hurricane.